episode 377. It is the return of 360 Wrestling Fanatic, and on tonight's episode I will be recapping AEW Dynamite. Right here, right now, 360 Wrestling Fanatic. Welcome, wrestling fans. Finally, a new episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic right here on Spreaker or wherever you listen to 360 Wrestling Podcasts. I am your host, Lance Brock. It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. It is time to recap an all-new episode of AEW Dynamite for Wednesday, March 15th, 2023. Dynamite was live from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada at the Canada Life Center. The commentators, Tony Schiavone, Excalibur, and Taz. And we kick things off with the bar mitzvah of the AEW World Champion Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF. And he cuts a promo, brings out some people, and they do the dance with the chair. And then MJF is now interrupted at this time by Jungle Boy and Sammy Guevara, and then Darby Allin. The three of them cut promos on the mic, and then MJF cuts them off, and then all three of them at the same time says they want a title match. All three of them pretty good promos, I thought, but if I had to say out of the three of them, the best one would probably be Darby Allin. I'd say was very impressed by his mic work tonight. And I know I want to see maybe Double or Nothing in May, the main event. I think it would be great for a four-way match for the AEW World Championship. MJF defending against these three, Jungle Boy, Darby Allin, and Sammy Guevara. I think that could have the potential of being a very great match. When we see that match, it kind of seemed like it was being teased here, but who knows if we actually will see it or not. I hope so. But let me know what you think in the comments here on Spreaker or wherever you are listening, if you would like to see this four-way match for the AEW World Championship. And we start things off the in-ring part of the night. The Blackpool Combat Club taking on Hangman Adam Page and the Dark Order, Evil Uno, and the returning Stu Grayson to AEW. Like I talked about this morning at GMWF, I'm not sure if this is one night only or if maybe we could see Stu Grayson back in AEW on a regular basis. There's one spot where Claudio Castagnoli and Stu Grayson are out on the floor. Moxley and Willard Yuta join them, and they deliver a triple spike pile driver to Grayson on the floor. Grayson is the one who's on trouble, while the BCC has control. Then he eventually makes the hot tag, but it is Moxley choking out Stu Grayson in this one to get the win for the Blackpool Combat Club. And after the Dynamite recap tonight, just want to mention something real quick in the news that I just read a little bit ago after Dynamite went off the air, but I'll wait to talk about that after the recap. And we have the AEW TBS champion Jade Cargill with her Canadian challenge. And it was Nicole Matthews, who, if you follow indie wrestling, Shimmer, and other indie promotions I'm sure you are familiar with, Jade Cargill successfully defends against Nicole Matthews, going to 54-0 now. Still TBS champion Jade Cargill. And she kind of teases that she's going to challenge Renee Paquette to a match. And she kisses her on the forehead, backs her up in the corner. Renee exits the ring. Jade gets back on the mic, and then we see somebody else come out to answer the challenge. It is recently free agent Taya Valkyrie making her AEW debut, but Jade wants no part of Taya, and Taya's ready to go, and Jade exits the ring. But then, at this time, Taya Valkyrie gets Layla Gray and hits her with Jade's finishing move, Jaded, in the middle of the ring. So it looks like we could be seeing that match soon for the TBS Championship. Taya Valkyrie taking on Jade Cargill. Will be on an episode of Dynamite, or will they hold off till Double or Nothing? But it is announced later on in the show that this Friday night on Rampage, we will see the AEW in-ring debut of Taya Valkyrie. Just a quick note. This Friday night, due to the college basketball March Madness stuff, Rampage will be on late at 11:30. Hopefully it'll start at 11:30. Hopefully the college basketball game that is on before it will not go long. So as of right now, it is scheduled to start on TNT at 11:30 p.m. Eastern. Like I said, hopefully it will start on time. And then we see the Outcasts, the faction of Saraya, Toni Storm, and now Ruby Soho. Soho cuts another heel promo here. And then we see the AEW Women's Champion Jamie Hayter and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. But the Outcasts had the numbers advantage, and did they 3-on-2 attack on Hayter and Baker. But then Riho, Willow Nightingale, and Sky Blue come out to make the save. Even though the three of them are not friends with Dr. Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter, they do have a common enemy in the Outcasts, They were attacked by them last week. Willow and Sky Blue on Dynamite, and then on Rampage, Riho was attacked after her match against Nyla Rose. So I think Excalibur brought up on commentary, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And in the back we see Rey Fenix, and he challenges Powerhouse Hobbs to a match this Friday night on Rampage for the TNT Championship, which I'm sure will be a very good match. The big man Powerhouse Hobbs taking on the quick and speedy Rey Fenix. I don't see them taking the title off Powerhouse Hobbs just yet, but I'm sure it'll be quite an entertaining match. And the main event of the evening for the AEW Trios Championships, the House of Black, the Elite, and the Jericho Appreciation Society for the titles. Very good main event here. And the House of Black retain the Trios Championships. And there's a post-match brawl after here. And also from the back we see the Blackpool Combat Club and the Dark Order with Hangman Adam Page make their way back out to the arena, still fighting like they were earlier. And then there's a spot where Hangman Adam Page is in the ring, and him and the Elite are together as Dynamite goes off the air. It's kind of like though they didn't really know they were working together, and then Hangman notices it, and they just kind of stand there a little bit. So that was tonight's episode of AEW Dynamite. I thought it was another solid episode of Dynamite tonight. Very good. And, of course, being in Winnipeg, the home of Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega, which was a big reason of Stu Grayson being there. And also we saw a video package. I didn't talk about it during the recap, but Chris Jericho having a street named after him, Jericho Way, there in Winnipeg. So once again, very good episode. And earlier I mentioned some news that I wanted to talk about, and it involves the Dark Order. I'm not quite sure what happened exactly, but I have seen that Evil Uno was sent to the hospital. Stu Grayson was with him, what I read. Hopefully this isn't anything too serious. But like I said, what I've seen is that he was sent to the hospital following that trios match tonight. Hopefully everything is okay. Sending best wishes to Evil Uno. And that is all for this episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic. I know I got a little lazy again. Haven't done an episode in a little bit. But hopefully I will keep, for a while there I was doing episodes multiple times a week on top of things. So hopefully I will get back to that. But tomorrow morning, good morning wrestling fans. It's a special episode because it's a holiday tomorrow. 3/16. It may not be a national holiday. Most people might not think of it as a holiday, but for us pro wrestling fans, it is Stone Cold Steve Austin Day tomorrow. So tomorrow's episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans is going to be all about Stone Cold Steve Austin. Not sure what part of Stone Cold's career or anything I'm going to talk about just yet, but it is definitely going to be all about Stone Cold Steve Austin tomorrow morning on GMWF, so tune in for that. But thank you for tuning in tonight to 360 Wrestling Fanatic, right here on Spreaker, or wherever you are listening. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, 360 Wrestling Podcasts at gmail.com. And like all the social media, Instagram at 360 Wrestling Podcast, Facebook 360 Wrestling Podcast, Twitter at 360 Wrestling Pod. So I will talk to you all tomorrow morning. Until then, I am Lance, and I am a wrestling fanatic.